And we're going live with the fall update. Let's do this, man. All right. Can you hear me? Can you see me? We got audio. Wonderful. Fantastic. So I recorded live earlier and I got great feedback on the live presentation that at some parts, specifically when I was showing you the slide deck, you couldn't hear me. And when I was showing you video like I am now, you could hear me. So I wanted to get a chance to reshoot and redo it so that you can get all of the details for the fall update. In the studio right now, I've got a myriad of things going on. So this is a brand new camera, technically not a new camera, just a camera I recently got out of the box. Actually bought it probably a year, maybe 2 years ago. But I finally started to use it because we are in a different world and we got to get ready for the next normal, and I wanted to take advantage of things I already own. Also, behind you, I've got multiple computer screens. Over here, another screen going, and we're going to take advantage of the fact that we've got a great opportunity to share what's happening with Madegrand So if I'm looking around, it's because I got multiple things going on at the same time. So let's get into the fall update. The main thing I want you to know is that I am in the 5th generation of development and design for Madegrand, the company, the brand, the story behind Madegrand is always continuing to grow. And so as I continue to grow, I want to do new things, better things for you as clients, as buyers, as owners, as business owners in particular, to help grow your business and accelerate momentum. Now that I'm in this 5th generation, what happens during the 5th generation is that I look at the entire brand, the entire portfolio, capabilities, products, the services offered, the times that they're offered. I look at the brand identity, the language, colors, typography, every possible thing, every element that flows with the brand. I get very deep down into the nuts and bolts, details, and core elements of the brand to make sure that things are flowing, going the way I want them to go for the next situation. So, in this Gen 5 release gave me an opportunity to review the entire brand portfolio, the 4 brands that I manage, and also look at all of the capabilities. Today, we're going to go deep into Madegrand, but before we go into Madegrand, I thought it would be instructive if we actually took some time to just look at what are the brands from Madegrand. So Madegrand is really made up of 4 distinct brands. There are a lot of little sub-brands that I have inside of Madegrand, but the uber top level brand is Madegrand LLC. Underneath that, I have Madegrand.co, which is for business and commercial customers that need to do very specific things in commercial photography, product photography, real estate photography, architecture, engineering, construction, BIM type situations, and as well as travel, hospitality, retail. There's a whole swivel of commercial photography in Madegrand Co. Bodyscapism is a beautiful line of sensual art for women. And for women who want to celebrate themselves, their strength, their power, their awesomeness, their divine wonder, it is a great way to be naked and unashamed. So if you're ready to plan your escape, I encourage you to check out Bodyscapism. And then finally, for community and really getting to the core of what momentum is all about, momentum gives us the opportunity to really think deeply about what is happening in business. So I recognize that I can only serve a certain amount of clients throughout any given week, month, or year. And I want to have more people getting excellent work from minority-owned businesses, women in business, veteran-owned businesses, any underrepresented business that is doing excellence. I want them to be able to provide greater capabilities to the entire business community at large, because this COVID-19 pandemic has thrown us all back on our heels, and we need to come back out swinging so that we can get to the next normal with a lot more effectiveness and also repositioned so that we can do the things we need to do differently as our economy has changed, the way we do business has changed. In fact, we're 5 years ahead. So these are the brands that you'll see me talking about on a regular basis. And so Madegrand is continuing to grow, continuing to thrive, and we are getting ready for our 4th year of business. So help me continue to grow in that particular vein. So let's talk about headshots. Yay, yay. Immortal Headshots is my brand for headshot photography and portraits. This is really around personal brand photography for anyone in North Texas, Texas at large. That is my home state, but I tend to work very broadly across the southern hemisphere of the United States. And with Immortal Headshots, the goal is really to take headshot photography to the next level, to get beyond just simple pictures that go on profiles, to really help us understand that we use our faces in more places than we ever thought we would have. And sometimes they're in great situations, and other times they may be in situations that are completely unfortunate. Whether you're looking at the last portrait that Breonna Taylor had or the last portrait that George Floyd had, those are the images that are going to be the faces we see for a lifetime. And even with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and a lot of people don't have as many portraits as Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Justice Ginsburg, or have as many portraits as Chadwick Boseman, or as many portraits as Kobe Bryant. And thinking about people that we've lost during the course of 2020, especially with over 207,000 people that we have lost during the COVID-19 pandemic. Portraits, headshots have become particularly more important, not just for business, but for life. So if you don't have a updated portrait of yourself, an updated headshot of yourself in your portfolio, I highly encourage you to reach out to me so that we can get you one. This is more than just simply thinking about what you need for a passport, but what you need to build your personal brand, and what do you want to have as the lasting image of you for life. And so Immortal Headshots really focuses on that vein of truth for you. So speaking of Immortal Headshots, we've got a lot of new products in that space that I am particularly excited about. First, our digital folio collection has expanded to help people who are just getting started building their brand to really think deeply about what it is they want to do with their headshot, for social media, for blogging, for building up a subscriber base, for paid content. You can really create all of the assets that you need in that digital folio collection so that you can use them over a period of time, not just a one-shot thing or reuse the same photo over and over again. Beyond digital, I believe that print is so crucially important. And so our print and brand collateral packages help people think about every place their headshot portrait can be, whether you're a professional like an attorney, a doctor or medical professional, or you're an architect, or anyone that has to have professional degrees, professional certifications. And their face is just as much important to the way they sell as anything else. Then you have the opportunity to really think about where does the print, where does the collateral go. But print can even include simple things like a resume, because oftentimes we are sending out, with so many people trying to get jobs again, then having your portrait on your resume could be a bonus to letting people get more of an invitation to you and sending you an invitation to come in for that interview. So don't forsake or take for granted what a print of your headshot can do. Beyond print, I'm really thinking through with video, because video is a first-class citizen in all of our marketing. And the way we tell stories digitally, the way we tell stories in social, on the web, as well as the way we tell stories in business. 15 minutes of fame that Andy Warhol talked about so many decades ago has now come down to 15 seconds. And so we are building a complete library of assets for people to get immortal headshots in video format, not just in a photography still format. And I'm really excited about the things we're doing with motion art, cinemagraphs, plotographs, as well as stories and reels to help you tell and help you engage your audience in a more effective way, but also to turn that engagement into conversion. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment when we get into branding. The final piece for immortal headshots is really content marketing. How do you bring all of these pieces together to tell an ongoing story over time that helps you nurture an audience, move that audience through a funnel of activity that you want them to do to take action on? How do you move them from interest? How do you get them from interest to engagement? How do you get them from engagement to conversion, to make a commitment, to take an action? And then most importantly, how do you create that cycle where it repeats itself, so that you get referrals, so that you get reviews, so that you get recommendations, so that people are actually helping your business grow and expand faster and faster on its own, and lowering your paid marketing costs because your organic content marketing is doing much more effective. So if you want to get into the next vein of everything, check it out. Now, let's talk about portraits, because portraits are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think that one of the things about portraits that really excites me is that they can be artistic and sexy. They can be family and connected and intimate, and they also can be very bespoke and custom, so that you get an experience that is unique, that no one else has, that you can use to decorate in your home decor, put up in an office, or create an album or gallery that you just super feel proud of. So our portrait line has really taken a upgrade as we get ready for 2021. I'm excited about it. You ready to look at it? I know you are. Come on, let's get it. So the portrait brand signature, I have a dear partner that gave me some great feedback, and the signature brand came about because my handwriting is beautiful and unique, or so I have been told. When I sign my name, it is something to see. It's like I'm giving you this world-class autograph. But frankly, my mother taught me how to write, so you see a lot of her influence in the way that I sign my name. But when you think about something that is signature or something that is an autograph, you know that while it has characteristics that are similar, it is different and unique every time. And that is what signature is about, to give you something that is different and unique every time. where you get the core, the essence of the artistry of Madegrand by Cam, but you also get something that is very specific for you, and that's what the Signature collection is about. Signature focuses on couples. And when I talk about couples, I mean couples in the broadest sense, not just people who are romantically involved, but also dad and daughter relationships, people who are same-sex relationships. If you have mother and son relationships, partner relationships, siblings, sister and brother, or two sisters, or brother and brother. I'm looking at couples in the most diverse and most broad sense of the word. And so Signature Couples is a fun area of the business. One of the places that I spend a great amount of time is Signature Women. And the Signature Woman collection really allows women to celebrate themselves, no matter if it's a birthday, no matter if it is a holiday, or matter if it's just Tuesday, and they want to have Tushy Tuesday or any other, or a hump day portrait of themselves. The Signature Woman is something that you can do throughout the year. And over this past year, we introduced the Her Wonder collection, and for Signature Woman, that have seasonal types of shoots. We did an award-winning milk bath shoot. We did an award-winning beautiful lingerie silhouette shoot. And those are still offerings that are available, but some things are only available for certain times during the year. For example, we did a Her Wonder sunflower field shoot. And when the sunflowers die, well, you can't do that shoot anymore. However, we have added to our product experience a few new things. So for products, we've definitely got the traditional museum quality prints, but also our contemporary metal and acrylic prints that are just beautiful in your home, beautiful in your bedroom, beautiful in your living room, but also to give you something new and different as we look at 2021 are these new portrait experiences that celebrate the beauty and majesty of Texas. And so we have our Trinity Park locations and Fort Worth locations. There are also Texas Park and Dallas locations. So if you go to our website, you'll see that there are a variety of different places that I have already scoped out to get the best location. There is also my Trinity Gems, which are my secret, secluded favorite places along the Trinity River from Fort Worth to Dallas, Texas. There'll never be the same type of shot. So you can do Trinity Gems throughout the year. I encourage you to take a look at that because it is a way to have a portfolio of work or a gallery in your home that just makes you go, wow, this is life, this is living, and enjoy it to the fullest. But now let's switch gears and get back to business. So for the fall update, one of the biggest things that changed or was a huge shift was updating Immortal branding. Branding has been a huge portion of the business for a long time. But as we got ready for 2021, wanted to think intimately about where I wanted to take the branding portfolio, what it means to you, what it means to me, and what things are crucially important when we think about branding. So first and foremost, there are a host of new things that are being put into the portfolio as it relates to branding. One is taking the digital photography that we do, both still, motion photography, and bringing it to its ultimate conclusion, putting it in the context that you need from Immortal headshots to Immortal branding. These are complementary capabilities, complementary experiences for your business, for your brand. And when you get into more commercial work, you can move over to what the Immortal branding looks like in Madegrand.co, which I've done some really clever things for real estate professionals, and I'll be doing an updated presentation on the Real Estate Accelerator in the near future. So stay tuned for that. One of the things that I've added is one-page websites, because I see a lot of people frustrated that their website sucks, and I get it. Websites can be painful for some and super easy for others. But even though the technology has been democratized so that we can have everybody have ease in getting a website, there are lots of services, there are lots of templates, there are lots of everything. The rules for website, the rules for business, and the expectations for customers can't simply be ignored, even if you have a template. And you have to understand what your business is, and you have to understand your audience in a meaningful way in order to make that real, positive, and effective. So our website experience helps you go from one-page websites to a full website. What you may not know is MADEGRAND has over 100 pages on our website because it is a full e-commerce, e-business, digital employee for Madegrand. There's a shop, there's credit card transactions, there's online galleries, there's event management, there's so much more that is happening on Madegrand. I can't believe that I designed and built the whole thing sometimes. But now, as we go through this Gen 5 revision, we're taking a lot of those lessons learned and making them available to other folks so that you can go get your SEO for search engine, for local SEO, video SEO, digital portrait photography SEO, as well as making sure you understand what's next in search engine optimization and how to tie that into what you're doing in your social media so that you're not just simply creating assets that you throw out into the wild but don't know how they come back. So what are we doing with analytics from Facebook? What are we doing with analytics from Google and Bing? And how are you looking at all of those activities across the board so that you know where your traffic is coming from, so that you know where to reinvest and how to get that, and what traffic is the stickiest, what traffic has the highest bounce rate, what content in your content hubs need to be revised and rethought. So Immortal Branding is really focused on that. To do that in a meaningful way, we have a much broader portfolio of assets that begins with your brand story. If you don't know who the hero is in your story, it is very difficult for you to get to a place where you're helping your client achieve their end and their goals that are both intrinsic and extrinsic goals and measures that they want to meet. So the content marketing, the creative, looking at e-commerce, social media marketing, video, as well as an audience engagement, getting to the core of what social media is about. Because oftentimes people are frustrated about just creating the content, the time, the investment that it takes to create the content. But the other side of content creation is just simply listening to your audience to find out what in the world they're doing. And so we have built out an entire portfolio of expertise and capabilities in Immortal Branding. And for some folks, you may just need coaching. So one of the things that has been added to the mix for 2020-21 is one-on-one coaching so that you can ask questions and get direct feedback. And then we can follow up on your progress to make sure that things are happening the way you want to. So I am thrilled and excited about Immortal Branding. As we move closer towards the end of our conversation today, it really brings us into momentum. Momentum is our community. We call it the Momentum Makers. We are trying to create a momentum effect. And for business at large, the goal is simply to build momentum. Now, there are three major focus of content creation for momentum: photography and creative, and I call it the Photography Plus, or for creators. It flips back and forth depending on where I am during the week. And so that helps people get hands-on and deep training on how to take content from even their cell phone all the way up to professional cameras and professional video to produce content that is amazing, engaging, and how to leverage it throughout the entire process. The next stage is, what are you going to do with that content, that creative that you made? And that is where the second part of Momentum focuses on branding and marketing, specifically around digital marketing. We're not going to get into the 4 Ps of marketing. If you need to go to an online website to learn about the 4 Ps, get a business degree, etc. But I'll tell you that the 4 Ps of marketing don't apply as much. They are still relevant, but you need to layer on top of that as we get into digital marketing and think differently about how you want to apply those 4 Ps of positioning, price, and promotion in place, because in place in particular may be irrelevant, may be online, may be digital, may be virtual. So we have to think very differently about the 4 P's of marketing. The final piece is around leadership and business direction, business strategy, and insight. And so as we look at all of those pieces, from the creative, the branding, the marketing, you got to have some direction on how you're going to execute a plan and position your business for success. Are you prepared for here comes everybody into an industry? Or are you prepared for the digitalization and automation of your industry? It is happening, and so as you think differently about what comes next, or even the next normal, our leadership conversation becomes far more important. But as we get ready for 2021, there are a number of new things that are happening with momentum that I think are exciting, that are riveting, and we're going to have a lot of fun going into the new year. So coming up new for 2020-21 timeframe are online events. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this live stream today, to test out a variety of different scenarios. A lot of people live stream from their phone, but I wanted to live stream in a way that gave me an opportunity to incorporate presentation content, overlay that with video content, overlay that with just different elements, have great audio, great video, and just try out some different things to build out content for you. So a lot more online events are going to be happening as we go into the fall and go into the winter, spring timeframe. Our Facebook group is live and online. We've got a few new members in our Facebook group that I'm excited and welcome you guys into the group. But the group is going to grow, and it's not a Facebook group for people to come in and sell their wares. It's a Facebook group for people to get better at selling and how to sell without telling me what your product is, because ultimately what I'm buying is you. And if I don't believe or trust you, then you have to think differently. So you'll see the rules when you join the Momentum Effect, and the link at the bottom of the screen helps you get to all of those places in our group to do that. COVID-19, the novel coronavirus, has given us a little bit of pause in how we rethink and reposition on in-person events, but we're still going to be doing in-person events. We're going to be using protective equipment to keep everybody safe, especially when we're doing photo shoots with models. And though we want to make sure that the talent, as well as the participants and me, stay safe during those events. And so we've got new rules and practices that are going to be based off of my own safe portrait protocol to help everyone stay safe at the event. And one of the things we'll be doing is limiting the number of people who can attend an event to keep everybody healthy, safe, so that we can continue to do events. Also, we have on-demand courses that I'm building out that you'll be able to get from our online store on MADEGRANDBYCAM. These will be short courses as well as very long courses, and then some of those courses will be actually free that you'll be able to participate in our Facebook group. I want people to have a lot of knowledge that gets you out of the starting gate and moving forward faster in your business. That's what momentum is all about. And so it's not always about how can we monetize you, but how can we help you monetize your situation. And then finally, virtual photo shoots. I am super, super excited about virtual photo shoots, where you'll get to come in and do some intimate portrait shoots with different talent in my studio, and you'll be able to shoot from the comfort of your home anywhere in the world and get live feedback and coaching on how to improve your photography and how to work in a studio environment. And so it's going to be a really unique and new experience, and I'm great to just be able to do that for you. So let's take a moment and pause, because that is a lot of content. And when I think about all of the things that I'm doing as a business, one of the things that I started thinking about was twofold. First and foremost, how can I give back and provide an opportunity to take all of the resources, all of the capabilities, all of the things that I do, and make sure that more people can participate, as well as more people can contribute to the things that are going on in Madegrand by Cam. The other thing that I think about in business is that my business is not set up in a way where I do sales. I don't have sales or discounts. It doesn't make sense because everything in the business is new and different each time. There are no pieces that are really commoditized. And because there are no pieces that are commoditized, I'm not buying things in bulk that I can pass on discounts to other people. However, that being said, while I don't have sales, that's not the brand of Madegrand by Cam. One of the things that I do think about on a regular basis is how can I create more engagement and more incentivization for you to do that. And so that's why we created Madegrand Rewards. And I want to take a little bit of time to just walk you through Madegrand Rewards and all of the cool things that are happening there. So Madegrand Rewards started first and foremost with getting gift cards available. Gift cards are super important because they provide a gift of choice. And our gift cards are available online digitally. You can buy them directly on our website. They come in denominations of $500, $1,000, $2,000, and $4,000. You can get them with different, for all of our portrait packages, for senior portraits, you can get them for signature portraits, you can get them for headshots. You can even use them to focus on immortal branding. And they work across all of the brand portfolio with Madegrand Co., as well as Bodyscapism and our events that we do with Momentum. So you have a wonderful place to use a lot of those things. Plus you can buy them with your credit card digitally. You don't have to come see me. It's a touchless situation. So we've got all of that safety built in for you. The next thing that you can do to get insight on what's new and what's happening, promotional things, take part in things that are brand new, is join our community. Momentum, and we've got over 100 people on meetup.com in our Momentum Makers group. We're slowly growing our Facebook group because Facebook group is new. But if you want to find out things that are new and get incentives before anybody else does, you want to be a part of those communities to do so. So join Momentum and you'll find that out. I have a newsletter that you can sign up on every page of the website, just about. But if you scroll down to the bottom of MadeGrandByCam.com, you'll see a link to our newsletter and sign up. You'll get to be the first to know if there's anything new, promotional, or offers that are going on in particular. And then there are sometimes I want to do things that are going to be experimental or decisions on whether or not they're going to be offered in the portfolio for a long time. And that's why I have Madegrand offers. And so if you go to mgxc.co/offers, you'll see a page that we have dedicated on the website for anything that is going on right now. So if there is a promotion for the month of October, you'll see it on the offers page. And then when that month is gone, that offer expires. It's not going to be available anytime after that. Those offers tend to be for things that are unique for the business and exciting for the business. And if you want to, get in on the ground floor, that's a great place to look. The last thing is, are you following me already online at Madegrand by Cam? And when I say Madegrand by Cam, I mean everywhere. I'm on every social network there freaking is. I have social media fatigue from all of these networks. But I'll tell you where I spend the most of my time. First and foremost, Facebook. My Facebook page gets lots of love. Instagram gets lots of love. Those two are in cahoots together, indeed. One of the areas that I have been reinvigorated on is Twitter. I'm actually one of the top photographers in DFW. Shh, don't tell anybody, because then everybody will start running to Twitter to try to reposition their stuff. But I do post a lot of great content on Twitter because the community guidelines on Twitter are a little bit more lax, liberal, and advantageous for some of the things that I share than Facebook and Instagram. So check it out. The other places that I spend a lot of time are Pinterest. My Pinterest traffic to my website is the highest traffic. It is the stickiest traffic. By sticky, I mean people who come to my website from Pinterest stay longer on Madegrand by Cam. So I show Pinterest a lot of love. In fact, I had I think it was a 1700% boost in traffic from Pinterest. And when I say 1700, I'm not exaggerating, that's not hyperbole. And it was because of a simple change that I made in the way that I produce content for Pinterest that caused my engagement to just skyrocket. And you're going to have to stay tuned in to find out exactly how did that happen, because it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So follow me everywhere that you are, and you will find a great opportunity to just think about how you can get the latest, greatest information on what's going on at Madegrand by Cam. So let me pull this into our last frame and wrap up. Brilliant. Still learning a lot of these tools and technologies that I have, and hope you can bear with me as I get mastery over it. But that's why we do it. We practice and we continue to do things over, because practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. It makes us better. So thank you and for tuning in and listening. I wanted to make sure that I could finish this recast in the same amount of time that the original production was done, and I actually am under time for that. But you can follow me or DM me online everywhere at Madegrand by Cam. And if you want to learn more about me, then feel free to go over to my website, and the short URL to do that is mgxc.co/cam. And so, this is Cam Evans. I hope you have a beautiful day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and let me know how I can help. Be good. Bye-bye.